things known world. I'm Elsie and this is Nick. With Moose, actually first with Nick we talked about rider position when we were stationary. Then with Moose we talked about rider position in the walk. And today we're going to talk about rider position in the trot after we start with the walk. Nick is going to constantly try to walk towards the camera because that's the direction that home is. So you'll see me correct for that. But in the walk, he doesn't have quite as big of a walk as Moose does. But I still have my hips nice and loose and I'm following his motion. As I pick up the trot, this is called a sitting trot. And the sitting trot, predictably enough, you just keep your little bottom in the saddle. I keep my back nice and relaxed. And when somebody's got kind of a back and forth trot like Nick does, I can actually rock my hips from side to side to take the bounce out of the motion. With a horse with a big forward trot like Moose, I do it a little differently, and I'll do a video on that later. But you can see that motion repeated there. I can also just keep my hips sort of central and relaxed, but it's a little tougher with this bra. Another motion that we can do in the trot is called a rising trot or a coasting trot, where I stand up and sit down and stand up and sit down as his legs move. Still keep my legs nice and long, still keep a little bit of flex in the ankle, but I go up and back and forth. The other way that we can rise the trot, and actually let me go back to the rising trot, the coasting trot. I don't have any documentation for doing that in period, but it's very useful. The thing that they did do in period and that we can do as well is they would stand up a little bit in the saddle. They typically had a saddle with, when they were doing a lot of standing up, they had a saddle that had something they could brace against in the back. My saddle doesn't do that. So if I'm going to stand up, you're going to find that I'm going to lean just a tiny bit forward and hold my position right about there. That gets me up and out of the saddle and a little bit free of his movement. Repeating again. And ideally I stay nice and deep and bent in my ankles so I can use those for shock absorption, and my hips become part of my shock absorption as well. So those are the basic ways to ride the trot. And I hope you guys are all having a good quarantine. Thank you.